I cover a lot of stories. You guys actually sent this one to me. It's not adding up. A female cop shot by one of her coworkers is now unfairly in jail. A judge who you can listen to the audio and decide for yourself. And it's in the state of Massachusetts. Hello, Karen Reed. Let's get into it. This is Kelsey Fitzsimmons. Now, Kelsey was a police officer in North Andover, Massachusetts, okay? And 8 months ago, she had a baby boy named Caden. And we have permission to show Caden's face, just so you know, but I can't. Here is a picture of her with baby Caden. Now, I would like for you all to maybe pause and look at this picture a little bit closely and maybe put in the comments what you see when you look closer. Now, Kelsey was engaged to this gentleman, Justin. I don't even want to try to pronounce his last name. IAN something. Y'all are going to tell me I'm saying it wrong. Who also was working for North Andover, Massachusetts, but as a firefighter, and was the father of baby Caden. Now, Kelsey admits she had postpartum depression when she had baby Caden. She admits that, but she did fight and actually have to sue the police department to get her badge and her guns back. Now, back in June, actually June 28th, she and Justin were in Maine for her bachelorette party. And Justin alleges that Kelsey drank too much and that she started to assault him and actually punch him in the face with a closed fist. In fact, he says that she struck him 3 times in the face with a closed fist, and then she also started to attack some of the friends that they were with. In fact, Justin says that he, quote, feared for his life. Now, mind you, Justin had no bruises and he never fought back. Now, there are many rumors on why they got into this fight. Many say that Justin was having an alleged affair, that he was gone for 3 days and never came back. I don't know the reason, and quite frankly, I don't care. All I know is that this is on June 28th. On June 30th, when Kelsey was breastfeeding, okay, mind you, Caden was born February 1st. So 5 months old at the time, when she was breastfeeding him, she gets a knock on her door, and 3 of her fellow police officers show up with, get this, a restraining order against Justin. And not just a restraining order, they also were to take the baby away, and she no longer had a job. All because Justin was scared for his life, and the baby was in danger, per Justin. Now, mind you, Justin had also allegedly that Kelsey didn't want the baby, was like kicking herself in the stomach when they were in Croatia, had threatened him before through all these texts, all of this other stuff. So when her fellow police officers showed up at her house to take her child away and also tell her she did not have a job any longer, and that she had a restraining order against her fiance, in her house that she owned, he did not own it, by the way. She obviously was very upset and said, let me go upstairs and get the baby some of his clothes, toys, all the things that he's going to need. Well, her fellow officer, Patrick Noonan, I figured I might as well show you him so you can see how large this man is, escorted her upstairs to help her get some of her things. Now, mind you, Patrick Noonan and Kelsey had gone on rides together. In fact, when she was 20 weeks pregnant, they went on a unaliving, where someone unalived their baby and then unalived themselves. She was 20 weeks pregnant at the time. And the 2 of them went on that ride together. And so they had this bond because of it. She considered him a very good friend. So the 2 of them went upstairs to get the baby stuff and whatnot. Now, according to him, She lunged behind a door, which if you look on, because her home is just sold, on all of the pictures, there are no doors in any of the bedrooms upstairs, and grabbed a gun and aimed it at him. And that is when allegedly a police officer downstairs heard, "Kelsey, don't do it. Kelsey, don't do it." And Officer Noonan shot Kelsey in the chest. Kelsey says that is a complete lie. And in her statement, she says she held the gun up to her head and went once to fire it, and thank God it did not go off. She, at that moment in weakness, she thought she had lost everything. She thought she lost her job, her baby, her fiance, everything, and was going to give her life up. Which, let's be real, when you have postpartum depression and I get it. Like, she had a lot going on and she was depressed. And she even says, thank God that bullet did not go off. She says she put it right up to her temple and it did not go off. Now, Noonan, on the other hand, says, oh no, she pointed it towards me and shot her in the chest, where she spent 53 days in the hospital away from her son and has had multiple surgeries. So they eventually charged her with a slew of charges, including attempted murder. Grand jury came back and said, no, we're going to charge her with one indictment, and it faces a 5-year maximum prison sentence. So she goes to court after being in the hospital and not seeing her son, and the judge says, that's fine, she can go on house arrest, she's got really no criminal record, blah, blah, blah. But she has to take this scram or whatever the hell it's called, breathalyzer test, because she drinks a lot, and they have to be random. Mind you, she has had like 5 surgeries, and she has tons of so much internal damage from these gunshot wounds. Well, she is having a hard time doing these breathalyzer tests because of the pain she's in. This is what the judge has to say when her defense attorneys asked if maybe she can do a urine test, or maybe there's other ankle tests that can test your sweat.
Based on an affidavit submitted by Fitzsimmons' mother, the testimony of Assistant Chief Probation Officer Jeff January about his observations of Fitzsimmons' apparent pain during the scram installation, and the representations of Fitzsimmons' counsel that it would be cruel and unusual punishment and torture to continue to require Fitzsimmons to comply with the condition of being monitored by scram, the court concludes that Fitzsimmons cannot abide by the condition of being monitored by scram. Without this condition, which ensures that she does not consume any alcohol, the court cannot assure the safety of Officer Noonan and all other persons in the community. Accordingly, the court's prior order of release is vacated, and Fitzsimmons is ordered to be held without bail pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 276, Section 58A. And a written order will follow.
May I address the court?
That's the court's order. Thank you.
All right, Jack. I ask you to stay your order pending the SJC. And there are other alternatives Your Honor can accomplish.
In case you're wondering, that's Judge Kathleen McCarthy Naiman. Pause to read what she's known for: siding with police. This is her. Kelsey has not seen her baby boy in over 100 days, a baby who needs his mother, a baby who was nursing, and she's being held in jail for a felony that she never should have gotten in the first place, and faces a maximum of 5 years, so she should have a bail or a bond on her. And it is a completely, y'all, this is happening in Massachusetts. This is such an injustice to Kelsey and her baby boy and her family and friends, and something has to be done. There is a Facebook group that you need to join, and there is also a page where you can donate to help Kelsey, and I am going to continue to follow this story and keep you updated. I know this is a long update, a long post, but this is the first time I've heard of this story. We're going to do what we can to get justice for Kelsey.